Leonardo, what are you doing?
Digging the grave.
Alright, what's going on, guys? So, we're going to be talking about the episode The Curse of Savanti Romero, which is actually the part one of a 4-part Ninja Turtle adventure where it's actually like Halloween based, which I'm actually really excited for. Halloween is actually my favorite holiday. We decorate the house every year. My wife and I, we dress up. So I was more than ecstatic to find out that we're actually getting Halloween episodes for Ninja Turtles, which is actually really cool. And like when the episode opens up, it like they actually make a point that it is Halloween. We see both Casey Jones and April O'Neil. They're actually going and trick or treating. It's funny because April, she has like this helmet that with a mohawk. I'm not exactly sure what exactly she's supposed to be dressed up as. But then Casey Jones is just dressed up as himself, as he has some face paint on him that we've seen him before. In fact, the action figure has that face paint too, and he's just walking around doing that, asking for candy and everything. It's actually pretty funny. And at one point, when the show opens, and we actually see a shot of 4 graves, and on the graves they actually have the last names of just horror directors, and like including Sam Raimi and John Carpenter. It's actually a really cool homage to just like a horror movie in general. Casey and April, they basically turn into vampires. In fact, at the beginning of the episode, we actually see like Count Dracula like in the background. And not only we see Count Dracula, at one point the Turtles, they run into the Frankenstein monster, which is like just more Halloween references. Is actually really cool. It's almost like, you know how right now Universal. I know. You know how Universal Studios, they're trying to do that whole dark universe kind of movie thing. Well, it's almost like the Turtles are actually, taking those Universal monsters and like putting them into this series. And in fact, in this episode, what happens is that the Turtles, they meet up with Renet again. It's actually really excited to see Renet.
Renet, my hero!
And they go back into
Ancient Egypt?
Where they are fighting mummies, as we see Leonardo is dressed up as one.
Ah! Mummy hand!
You know you have to go to Egypt to find mummies, right?
Mummies are everywhere.
Alright. So some really interesting things about this episode is, like, they actually go through and they actually talk about like the whole mummification, and like just some of the ancient pharaohs and the Egyptian gods.
Actually, the wrappings are part of the mummification process. They preserve their bodies for the afterlife by removing the organs and wrapping.
Okay, we get it.
Like it almost gets all history lesson thought. And then at one point, like Raphael's kind of like, all right, enough. It's kind of like, it's almost like, you know what? I understand you're trying to make this educational, but this is still Ninja Turtles. We're all about action here.
Often, families would reuse the same coffins and move the old mummies out.
Yeah. Very interesting.
In fact, they make a reference to how the god Anubis actually looks like Razar, and the god of the Protector looks like Leatherhead.
He looks like Leatherhead, and he's the best protector a turtle could ever have.
It's kind of neat how like they tie it into like just with the Ninja Turtle characters from there. So another really cool thing I will actually add what they did in this episode. Donatello, at one point, he actually says, if you guys don't know what that reference is, it's actually that's actually from a very popular YouTube personality who I've seen before. I've met him in other conventions. I know he doesn't watch these videos, but his name is Andre Meadows. I'm actually really happy that like they actually took like one of his catchphrases and actually put it into the episode. That's actually really, he's like really big into Ninja Turtles, and I'm actually really happy that they were like able to. So kudos to you, Andre, for making that in there. As I said before, we see Renet.
Mikey, you're the beast, please.
So now I'm actually really happy to see Renet because it's been a while since we actually seen her. And in fact, like ever since we got introduced to Shimigami last season, like it almost felt like Michelangelo was kind of just leaning more towards her, and then like we get Renet, and it's almost like, you know, Michelangelo's feelings are all the way it's back to Renet again. It's actually, and I kind of, me personally, I kind of like that pairing just a little better, and maybe it's because it's Ashley Johnson who does the voice of Renet, and as she returns here, Renet returns, so does Savanti Romero. There's actually one really cute part that the animators do, which I actually really liked. So at one point, Renet hugs Leonardo, and you see this. Michelangelo has like this glaring look, and it's actually a really cool thing that the animators just kind of just added in there. That, like, you know, there's no dialogue from him. There's no big expression. This is a very small thing that you actually see in his eyes, but it perfectly fits like his character and his mood, as like he has that little jealousy in there, which I actually really liked. One thing they also do in this episode is, so Renet, you know, time travels. Like, you know, we go back into ancient Egypt, as I said. And like the one thing that they do with her scepter is that they made it like, oh, it's low in power and she can't charge it. It's like just those little things they do just kind of like limit this to make sure, like, okay, we can't solve this in this episode. We got to make sure that we were able to push this into the next 3 episodes, and which actually I kind of like. Now, something I did notice is like she said that she only has 2 more charges, so they can only time travel 2 more times, but there's a total of 4 episodes here, and they already time traveled in this episode. Are they? I mean, just from simple math, how are they gonna come back? Or like, are they just, or maybe the final 2 episodes are gonna be in New York? We'll find out how that goes.
Can you clean my feet?
Yes, Leonardo. You're making a mess over here, Leonardo.
No, mommy.
Gosh. So actually, speaking of the mummy, so the turtles they fight a group of mummies, and we see it's actually really cool fights with them, as we see that the turtles actually like kind of hack and slash, and we see them like just lose their body limbs, and as they can like just go back into the dead creatures and everything. And then we actually get to like the main mummy of this episode, which is the Pharaoh, and he is actually a really cool design. I actually really like him a lot. He doesn't really talk. He just kind of grunts and growls and everything. But he has like really cool, like even like powers. Like he makes like little like projected like snakes and that kind of stuff. The fight scenes between the mummy and the turtles is actually really cool, really exciting, and I actually really enjoyed it a lot. And I was kind of surprised that we didn't actually see the mummy attack in New York in like the beginning, because we saw the other creatures go in there. Hopefully we'll get to see more of him. Even Savanti Romero, he returns in this episode. We haven't seen him since the episode we got introduced with Renet, and we see that, like, you know, he was still back in the dinosaur ages where they trapped her. Like, you know, plot moves along. He's able to move out of there, and right now he is just recruiting his team, his personal team over there. So Bro, Savanti actually, like, he at one point, like, he gets to fight I guess the turtles, while the turtles are also fighting against the mummy. Those are some really cool fight scenes. At one point, he actually gets a force field look. It's just just really cool sequences. Just overall. Also some other cool things we get in here. So in the opening, like, you know, especially with this whole Tales of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles season, like, you know, we've seen like the opening kind of like do some small little changes here. Like when we see the turtles, they're actually like look like monsters, and which I can only assume that these are the monsters that the turtles are going to fight against. In fact, the monsters that they are the same designs of these action figures here. I know what you guys are doing, and it worked on me. I bought them all. We have that, you know, that scene where they're running, and we have the villains in the background. Of course, they are like the 4 iconic Universal monsters, which is actually pretty cool. Overall, very solid episode. I really enjoyed it. I can't wait for the next 3. As I said, Halloween is my favorite holiday, and like, I'm glad that they didn't just treat us with 1 Halloween episode, but actually 4. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think about this, and you know what? It's almost Halloween time. Let me know what kind of costumes you're planning to wear for Halloween, and what you plan to dress up as. I'm really curious about that. Alright, Leonardo, you need to clean all this up.
Do you have hand sanitizer?
You...
I touched the skeleton. There is no mommy in this house.
No, but there's like bugs in here! Alright, till next time, guys. See ya! You're not allowed to touch this.
There is no mommy here. But I'm going to hit you. If you like this video, like and subscribe. If you don't want mommy comes to your house.